live! We live! We are live on a Sunday! Woo!
Finally.
Welcome to Speculation
Whoa.
Sunday. We good? We're good.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I couldn't get it to shut off.
Welcome to Speculation Sunday, everybody. Thank y'all for joining today. Thank you for taking time out of your Sunday to hang out with us. We got Just As Danny in the house. Becky later. Danny, how have you been, my friend?
Good. I got to go to the parks yesterday in the heat, and it was actually kind of nice being back in the parks when it's hot again.
Man, this heat, I feel like this week in specific, it got upped a notch. Everybody's telling me that it's in the 90s now, right, in Anaheim?
Mm-hmm.
Whew. That is crazy, man.
It was like 92.
I was already struggling when it was like 82. So I could just imagine. Happy Sunday, everybody, from our Knots Adventure.
I can tell you, Mondo, when I was there on Saturday, it was the 3:00 parade, which is essentially like the height of the heat. You know what I mean? Like there's no hotter time. And the side of Main Street that's not in the shade, not a soul was on that side, but everyone was on the other side.
Dude, that side that you're talking about where the sun's just directly on you is just draining. If you try to camp there for parade, shout out to the parade performers. It's getting really, really hot. This is like the beginning, literally the first week of summer, I guess you could say. Nice haircut, Danny, from Melissa.
Yes, thank you.
Happy Speculation Sunday. Papa Dave loves Speculation Sunday. Watch him from X. Stay hydrated. I'm chugging water like crazy. Let's see. I had a chance to ask the community if they wanted to be, if they wanted us to talk about anything. Let me go to it. We got 15. All right, we got regular Josh 1. This is from the 5 Fire members. Not sure we really mentioned this before, but do we know why during fireworks there's no longer flying buzz or up house over the castle? Has this been one of the ways that Disney's been cutting back, or are they fixing something? Very good question. I want to say this real quick. I didn't know those things were missing until I did a live a week or two ago from Rivers of America, and everybody was like, "This is a way better spot. They're not flying stuff over the castle. This is a way better spot." And I was like, "What? They're not flying stuff over the castle?" The buzz in the up house, I feel like it's been missing for 3 weeks now, Danny. You got any insight on that?
No, other than the fact that maybe it is not working, and seeing as how they've only really got 1 month left, I don't know that they'll try to fix that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna go on the side of maybe there's issues more than budget cut, because Wondrous Journey was having the same issue where they would fly the Blue Fairy or what was his name? Baymax?
Yep.
And they stopped doing that too for Wondrous Journey. So I'm going to be on the positive side and say there's maybe issues going on with whatever that's all about. But I hope that comes back, especially for Pixar Fest. Seeing Buzz fly over the castle is just so magical. It's really, really cool. Mr. Daniel, thank you. The new HHN speculation map that just came out. Yeah, let's look at it. HN Nightmares. Oh, where are we at? I haven't had too much time to talk about this with Danny. So the big changes that are happening here is Soundstage 12 is rumored to get the weekend. We got some type of Bride of Frankenstein, or a lot of people are saying all female centric Universal Monster House. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Uh, Everybody's saying this thing is El Cucuy in Parisian Courtyard. On the right hand side, we got, which is Curious George, Insidious. People are saying now Ghostbuster, After, or Empire, something Empire. Uh, where are you at with all of this, Danny? Because I know you're not following it super close, but how do you feel about this new speculation? They're calling this one 3.5, so I guess maybe there's one more left.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I get weird with like when people, a lot of people always hit up John Murdy on Twitter or X, and he does respond to some people, but like he like also doesn't really like the community. Like he's not a very nice person, and he's publicly like said that, and I'm sure his team just like says really bad things about all the people uh, that post about videos online or construction progress. So I don't necessarily know that I believe exactly what he's sharing on his social media. I would only believe what Universal is releasing at an event like, uh, Midsummer Scream coming up, and then also whatever they like post themselves on their website eventually with the location of different things. Um, I know that he's confirmed to some people the location of the Quiet Place, but like, I think I'll wait and see until we finally find out when that is, because he could just be doing that to like divert people and
Yeah.
just say stuff. So, but from what we've given so far, um, the Quiet Place, I love the idea of this.
I'm falling more in love with it too, Danny, on the Quiet Place.
Yeah, I loved it from day one. I love the movies. The movies have such suspense, and the concept of the maze. Like I have no idea which way they're gonna take it. Um, and just the idea of being quiet, or like I don't know, it's weird, like it's gonna make the scares so much more impactful and so much more freaky when they do happen, because you're not like gonna know when it's gonna happen, I guess specifically.
Especially,
um,
you only do that maze once, which a lot of people do.
mhm.
You don't know what to expect from the you know how sometimes you could hear scares and crazy stuff happening up ahead. Maybe in this Quiet Place maze, you can't hear stuff ahead because the whole concept is quiet. So I feel like
Yeah,
jump scares might be more impactful, and you're hit with like, oh my, like I don't know, you're just hit with like a suspenseful scare that would have not hit you if it was just in a normal house where noise is everywhere. I'm
yeah,
excited. I'm excited for
yeah,
Quiet Place.
like we talked about last week too, Dead Exposure, or I guess we just had our show on Wednesday, so not that far ago. But Dead
Yeah.
Exposure, Death Valley. We were talking about how like someone, I don't know if Mondo got a tip or something about like a Geiger counter, since it's like nuclear, like the monsters are nuclear, and it's kind of a cool concept to like think about walking in a black hallway and hearing like the Geiger counter get stronger and stronger, like
Hmm.
indicating that you're getting closer to something, and then all of a sudden, bam, you get jump scared by one of the zombies. So this maze seems like a really cool concept. I don't know if it was birthed from some other franchise backing out last minute and they just made this really quick, or if it's a true original concept. But
From the beginning. Yeah.
um, it seems cool. So, but we only know those two for sure, right? That's
That's
all
all
we
we
know at
got.
this.
That's all at this point today. June 23rd. Dead Exposure, Death Valley, A Quiet Place. It
Mhm.
seems like an announcement might happen tomorrow because John Murdy was putting like gifs on Twitter, and usually that means something's happening. The prickling of his thumbs, as they say. But hey, this speculation map, I'm getting excited for it, and we need official announcements from Universal to keep coming. We got a super chat. Sean Tucker dropping 5. Ready for opening night of HHN 2024 coast to coast. Damn. Sean, you got to get ready because it's brutality over there in Orlando. Obviously, it's hot here, but the hot is so much different. But dude, congratulations, man! You're set up for a baller Halloween. Thank you for the super chat. What up, that big black eye channel? We got Brandy Bird in the house, Wendy Vibes. I'm definitely not buying Oogie Boogie this year. Nothing new. Danny, do you feel like this wave of I'm not buying Oogie Boogie this year? Do you feel like that's kind of like erupting this year? Because like I'm off the Oogie Boogie bandwagon. I just been there, done that. What this is like the fifth year of something that like really should have only been like 2 year. But I feel like more and more people are saying that they don't want to do Oogie Boogie. Danny, are you getting that vibe?
Yeah, I'm hearing that a lot. People, but the thing is that the that may be the consensus amongst like the theme park community, but the average guest really loves it. So they they really love being able to take their kids trick or treating. For some people, this is the only time they take their kids trick or treating because they don't feel safe doing it elsewhere, so they want to do it here. So I think as long as it is a place where kids can come in costume and everything and enjoy some rides when they're in the park, I think it's going to continue selling out regardless of whether or not it's new. I think a lot less big fans will probably go to it, especially considering this is the same year as D23, and a lot of people had to make the decision like, okay, how many tickets do I buy to what events? Because I got to pay for these really expensive D23 tickets. So
D23, Oogie Boogie, Horror Nights, Scary Farm, like whatever else you're trying to do during Halloween. Dude, a lot of money being dropped in August, September for the theme park fans. uh, Man, Oogie Boogie. I will concur. I had a coworker, and the only time she goes to Disneyland is to take her like granddaughter or niece for Oogie Boogie. Like that's her thing. Like to her, Oogie Boogie time is like a big deal, and I remember that. It changed my perspective a lot because like she doesn't go to the parks. It's just Oogie Boogie 2 times. Like she has to take one and then the other kid. So I get that. Just non theme park enthusiasts really want to go to Oogie Boogie. We got Jacob Gile dropping 5. Hi, Danny Monto. I'm going to Disneyland next month. How are the crowds? Thank you for all the HHN lives. It's been exciting to hear your speculations. Thank you. For the wrong and the right, speculation season is all about having fun, and it's a lot of ups and downs. But I can't wait for Horror Nights to keep dropping more news and just talk about it. This is like my favorite season of the year. Danny, how are the crowds for you yesterday? How'd you feel?
they're not bad, but Saturday's in the month of June. Saturday's an exception to the rule because a lot of passes are blocked out in the month of June. So July we start to see some availability open up for like that Believe Key and then of course August we see the other passes. But I would say June and July on Saturday for the most part it's going to be pretty um, light compared to like Sundays or Friday nights. Um, but it wasn't that bad, in all honesty. Even if you wanted to watch the parade and brave the heat, you could just kind of like walk up and watch it really wherever. It wasn't too bad. There was no lines at any of the booths at Pixar Fest over at the DCA side. Um, it looked like most of the queues weren't too bad either, with the exception of Rise of the Resistance. I felt bad seeing all those people waiting in the outdoor queue of Rise of
Ooh.
the Resistance, just without any shade, just
Yeah.
dying.
Disneyland, for the most part, has all their queues inside, huh? When you really think about it, like you don't have to be like like Thunder Mountain kind of has it all outside, I guess. There's not many rides that the queues are outside. I guess a lot of Fantasyland's outside. Jacob Gile, I hope you have a good trip though next month. I don't know when you're going, but July's fun. Everything is firing on all cylinders. If you haven't already, hit the like button, everybody. Thank y'all for joining Speculation Sunday. We got the Italiano. What's up, man?
Hey, George.
We got Gomes. Hey, Mondays, you think maybe, just maybe, the reason Stage 22 isn't being used is because they're working on something big like FNAF. Stage 22 for 2025. Anything FNAF, I just like, one ear out the other. It's just not going to happen this year. Uh, at least that's what I think. I feel so bad for all in the Cali heat. It was 90 and cloudy here in New Mexico. Supposed to rain all week, but the humidity continue. But with that comes the humidity. Oh man, what's up, Benji? Danny, have you heard any news about the Weekend House not happening? Have you heard anything, Danny?
No, well, there was a rumor that we had both heard that that they were going to back out of that and they were going to have to turn it into an original concept last minute. Um, but I haven't heard anything about that since. But that was like literally right when speculation for HHN was beginning.
Yeah.
That was when I heard that like they lost the weekend, they can't do it, but they had already started it, so they have to like reconcept it. Kind of like how we had
Horror Hotel.
the most, yeah, the Hollywood Horror Hotel, which was supposed to be
Evil Dead Rise.
a great Evil Dead Rise, and then the next year when they got the rights to do it, they were able to make it into Evil Dead Rise, but it looked like Evil Dead Rise when you're walking through it. It just had
thing.
yeah, so it was like they just couldn't use the concept. So maybe we see that again for like weekend stuff. We'll have to see.
I'm cool with another original. But I'm cool with the Weekend too. Weekend would be sick. I'm a fan of the Weekend. Arlene, I went to downtown Disney today. They had a huge event at Din Tai Fung. The restaurant was full of people, staff training. It looks so beautiful. Danny, can you talk a little bit about Din Tai Fung? Because there's some stuff that's been happening, man. That's the big
so
news.
Disney shared that the restaurant's going to be opening on Monday, and that it would be opening for a while with just a limited menu, and then the full menu would be coming later. But everyone goes to Din Tai Fung for Xiaolong Bao, which is the soup dumplings, and that's part of the limited menu. So there's just a few other things that aren't there yet, I would imagine. But the restaurant that was announced officially opening on Monday. However, on Yelp, you could actually make reservations for the restaurant already this weekend.
Yeah.
And so some keen people actually made reservations. My friend David Vaughn, he actually made reservations yesterday to go to Din Tai Fung just on the Yelp app. He wasn't invited as an influencer or anything like that. He just made a random reservation on Yelp, just like anyone else could. And everyone who was dining yesterday had their meal comped. It was free because they were in that testing period with all their employees, like what they were just saying. So it sounds
Your
like the
meal
same thing
comped at Din Tai Fung?
I know.
Wow,
and it sounds like the
best
same
day
thing was
ever.
happening today too.
People getting comped today too?
Sounds like it. Yesterday and today, so that they can test before the real opening tomorrow. So
Damn. That's crazy. That's an incredible comp if I've ever heard one. We got Johnny dropping 10. Oh my. I'm very torn by this decision. Do I save up for HHN and Scary Farm and Oogie Boogie, or use that money for an Orlando Disney World trip at the end of the year, or just wait for Epic Universe? I don't know what to do.
I say Johnny definitely saves his money for a trip to Epic Universe during opening month.
Which could be
January, February.
Year. January, February, March, April. Dude. Let's get into this conversation, Danny. You know, people only have so much money to dish out for a vacation all the way to Florida. It's not like people could just take their whole family consistently multiple times a year. That's just not going to happen. And to me, the conversation relies a lot on like, well, this might be the time where people spend the majority of their trip at Universal instead of Walt Disney World. And we talked a little bit about that last week. This is Johnny in that situation. Do I spend money in California? Do I spend money in Orlando, Disney World, Epic? Dude, you know, I say you get a frequent fear and a Scary Farm pass, skip Oogie Boogie, and then just the rest of your money save up for Epic. And maybe like one day dedicated to Walt Disney World on this trip. If Epic Universe is your priority, just let it be your priority. Have a peace of mind. Epic Universe is gonna hit hard, man. It's gonna hit hard. We haven't talked about it yet, Danny. Like on a live or anything. What did you got to see the Dark Universe details, right? Or not yet? Like in full?
No, I have seen it. Yeah, I mean, I'd love for you to share them again.
Yeah. Let me bring that up real quick. Let me see. Dude, you down to just watch it? I haven't seen it since that day, and I want to watch it again. It's about 6 minutes.
Or 6 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, we don't have to watch the full, just pretty much like the first 4. Let me hit it.
Universal Epic Universe is the next theme park for Universal Orlando Resort and will feature 5 astounding worlds that go beyond anything you've ever experienced before. In Dark Universe, you'll enter a foreboding world of unearthly legends and monstrous experiments.
To me, just nothing is more universal than the Universal monsters. The legacy of Universal monsters is over 100 years old.
Getting to go into the Dark Universe and being able to be in a world in which those monsters are real is something that I have been looking forward to since I started with Epic Universe.
We made a place for the monster lovers. We made a place for the thrill seekers. In a way, this project I've been waiting for my whole life.
As our guests approach the portal, there's a spire that's crackling with electricity. This is how the dark energy is gathered.
And we're gonna see the electricity pulsating through the land and connecting at the top of this manor.
To a new world of gods and monsters.
Dark Universe is inspired by all the Universal monster films. In our world, all the Universal monster stories have happened, and Darkmoor is the result of that. It's the consequence.
Every inch of Dark Universe tells a story. You can believe that monsters are real and it's all happening right here.
There are layers of intenseness, of scariness in Dark Universe.
We kind of toe that line of being family friendly, but we can also be PG-13.
Roaming the land, we have some monsters that kind of move around, and then some other characters that help connect you to these stories. You can actually have yourself made up to look like a monster and then go out into a monster world.
Das Steakhouse is a restaurant that's operated by the familiars of vampires.
It's centered around the story of Dracula and vampires themselves.
As you enter as a guest, you're going to get fed, and you might be scoped out by vampires.
We will have steaks, on steaks.
We're creating entertainment for families, and we're creating entertainment for those who want to conquer their fears.
Curse of the Werewolf follows the same story arc as our classic film, The Wolfman.
It takes place in an area that's really been taken over and inhabited by our mystics.
And you see here the new Maleva. And Maleva gives you bad news that you bear the curse of the werewolf. You're immediately put in a wagon and sent out into the woods. This is an incredibly thrilling, family-friendly spinning coaster.
It's absolutely going to be fun. I can't wait.
The Burning Windmill is a classic part of Universal Monster lore. And so when we created the Dark Universe, we knew that we had to create a burning windmill.
There's the windmill right in front of you, and suddenly it bursts into flames. Inside the burning blade is a wonderful little tavern, and this is the place where the hounds hang out. The hounds are the monster hunters. You'll hear some tales, and their trophies are scattered about.
Monsters Unchained is going to be the most amazing monster ride ever built.
We've never opened these doors to Frankenstein Manor.
The thrills of the attraction, the chance to meet all of our classic monsters in a new and exciting way.
Inside Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein experiment, you're going to see things that defy what you know of as a theme park attraction.
There's a new resident in Manor, and her name's Victoria Frankenstein.
Victoria Frankenstein is the great-great-granddaughter of Henry Frankenstein. You don't know if Dr. Victoria is good or bad, but she does want to bring good to the name Frankenstein again.
Every night inside the manor, Victoria is conducting these experiments.
You're going to see that she's captured all of the Universal monsters and wanting to control them. Dracula's got other plans.
Monsters Unchained has the most technologically advanced animated figures that have ever been built. They are visceral, they are powerful, they are intense.
The technology we are using is cutting edge.
We literally use every technology I could possibly think of. And then we realized we needed to invent new technology. Imagine what could happen in a Monsters ride when there's a sense of touch. You'll literally be able to feel characters breathing.
You want to ride this ride as almost a badge of honor that I can do one of the scariest rides that we've created.
That's just ridiculous, dude. Just ridiculous. Everybody's heard my thoughts on this one, Daddy. We want to hear yours, dude. Are you kidding me? What? Wow, dude. What a sizzle reel, dude. I'm just freaking hyped. I'm trying not to cuss right now. This is awesome. This is how you hype people up, dude. Okay, Danny, your thoughts on all of this? What stands out? How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I mean, I think I bring up a good point in the chat from Albert Rodriguez. He says, you have to keep in mind this is all just concept art. Doesn't really mean that the finished product will look like. Remember how Galaxy's Edge was supposed to look. I think that's a mindset that we have because of Disney, right? That's what they've been doing. That's what they've been showing us concept art, and then they don't actually do it. But the difference between this, Albert, and what Disney's been doing is that this is being documented daily by people that fly over Epic Universe, including Bio Reconstruct mainly.
Yeah.
And it's all matching exactly what they're saying. So, and we know Disney or Universal will make this level of detail. The ride technology they're using for the Monsters Unchained attraction is the same as the Forbidden Journey of Harry Potter. So it's a very advanced ride vehicle, animatronic, mix of animatronics, sets, and screens. It's a very nauseating ride, but it's really fun. I mean, I love Forbidden Journey of Harry Potter. It makes me sick, but I still go on it. And this ride being that, I think it's cool that they're going all in on the fact that it's going to be scary.
Yeah,
and they don't care that it's, yeah, they don't care that it's going to be scary. They know it's going to be scary, and they're like, this is a badge of honor. If you can ride this ride, that's how scary it's going to be. And I'm guessing there'll be jump scares. They said you'll be able to feel the monsters like breathing on your neck. They had a really similar concept on the Stitch experiment ride when you were in Tomorrowland at the Magic Kingdom, that they no longer have anymore. Where like the escaped experiment would come out, Stitch, and he would like jump on everyone's shoulders, and you would feel him like breathing behind you, and it felt like really real. And so that could make this really, really scary. But I think the concepts of this land are super awesome. The Curse of the Werewolf roller coaster, fun for families. It looked like they had some really great set pieces that you could take photos with, which for most people, probably just wandering this specific land is going to be enough for them just to have the vibes that it has. It's definitely going to take on a whole new life at nighttime. The restaurant that's run by vampires, that's a really cool concept, and they showed the waiters and waitresses like dressed up and like playing as vampires, so that'd be cool if it's more of like a theme. And it's a steakhouse, right? So you got like bloody steaks and stuff like that, so it's a really cool concept. And then the tavern, right? Who doesn't want to go to a monsters themed bar 365 days out of the year? The windmill coming to life, burning occasionally, just like the dragon over at Diagon Alley in Universal Studios. So it's really it's really weird to think this is one of 5 different areas in that theme park
It's
that we're gonna
nasty.
get.
Nasty.
And it's and this land alone with 2 really great rides, a restaurant, a tavern,
Carrot.
um, characters walking around, the ability to meet the Universal monsters, 365, right? You're not having to wait to Halloween time, so it's kind of a cool concept. Honestly, you wouldn't I wouldn't expect right off the bat that they would go scary, but because it's like a family theme park.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going all in on that, right?
Yeah.
So like beware, I guess, if you have young kids, don't take them on Frankenstein Monsters Unchained or whatever their ride's called. So
Yeah, there's gonna be kids crying after this ride. That's the vibe I get. Literally. Like, I don't think I want to do that again. What about this animatronic right here, Danny? Look at this thing. What?
yeah, that's a crazy animatronic.
Dude, what? Look at that. Dude. Oh, man. Let me ask you. I feel like I know the answer already, but I just want to ask Danny. Does that make you want to go to Epic Universe watching that video?
Yes, yeah, for sure. I mean, I already wanted to for Isle of Berk. Dark Universe I knew was going to be probably one of my favorites. And we still haven't even heard about the Wizarding World, and that's going to be the Ministry of Magic, and what that those ride vehicles are supposed to be crazy large. They've seen people taking pictures of those things being brought in,
Big old
and they're
box.
huge. So we don't even know what the heck ride technology is going to be used there. So it's just insane, and we're going to get more and more details as we get closer, right? Like, we're seeing early concepts because the park's still being built. But as we get closer to opening at the end of the year and early next year, we'll probably see on-ride footage, little teasers of different things as we get closer and closer. Universal's going to really spend the money to ramp up and get the news out there, right? So they want to fill those hotels. They want to get people coming over there. But they're really chugging along, on all this stuff. I just can't believe how many rides are going to be in this park.
Yeah, and BioReconstruct on Twitter, if you're trying to keep an eye on what Epic Universe is looking at, BioReconstruct. Follow BioReconstruct. Very cool. Very cool cover. Very unique coverage. He's the only one really doing that. I want to go over some... We got a member chat from Gomes, 8 months. Hey, Mondo, you think maybe the reason they're not using Stage 22 is because they're started working on something huge like Five Nights at Freddy for 2025. My heart says, hell yeah, let's go. Five Nights at Freddy, we want it. But at the same time, because I've heard these things a gazillion times, it's a working studio. So to shut it down for a maze, it just doesn't make sense, because they could be renting that soundstage all year long, you know what I mean, until Horror Nights. So as much as I want to say yes, Gobes, I'm going to say no. But thank you, brother. Maybe next year is the year that Five Nights at Freddy. I'm shocked it's not here this year, honestly. JJ Diaz dropping 10. Dropping 10 from JJ Diaz. Hey, Mondo, Danny, happy Speculation Sunday. Any news? Any new news for the new DOS system and the requirements?
There really is no new DAS system. It's just if you the only people that are eligible are people that essentially have like autism and autistic children. Those are the only people that will qualify. Every other person that used to use the system before, they don't qualify in the new. So it's really just for like kids with learning disabilities.
Yeah, the registration process, I guess you could say, is something different. And that's something that you could do live video chat or on-site accessibility service. Uh, it's it's something like I don't really have in-depth knowledge on this stuff, but go to the Disneyland website. You could literally just click DOS Disneyland in Google, and it could bring it up. Um, I have no idea how this has been turning out for people.
Is
Go
there
to
like an FAQ, Mondo? It says like who qualifies.
Yeah, let me see. Learn more.
I think it's that middle one right there.
What to know about DOS? Is intended to accommodate small percentage of guests who, due to a developmental disability like autism or similar, are unable to wait in conventional queue for an extended period of time. DOS does not provide immediate access to experiences, but rather allows guests to request a return time for specific experience that is comparable to the current standby wait. A guest for which DOS is being requested must be present during registration and must experience the attraction when redeeming a DOS return time at Disneyland theme park.
Yeah, so it seems like it's only going to be um, the new DAS when this already started at Disney World, but for us, when I think it starts next month, um, they will be only for people with a developmental disability like autism or similar. So if you've been using it because you have a bad knee or um, IBS or you know small bladder, you have to go to the bathroom a lot, all that kind of stuff, like that no longer qualifies. They're going to offer additional um, for people that need to leave the queue. They're going to have a way that the cast members can return you to your party when you have to leave the queue for whatever reason. Um, in a way that's like okay to cut because the cast member will like sort of be guiding you back. But they didn't really say what that looks like if you're
Yeah,
by yourself.
I got a. I don't know if it was on Twitter or Instagram, but somebody made a reel of like he was like showing himself. I think it was at Magic Kingdom, and it was like, how do I get out of line? This whole get out of line program. I don't see a cast member anywhere near me. This is not like an easy process to just get out of line. And I literally, I'm like, I wondered myself when they announced that, because a lot of these queues at Disneyland and especially Magic Kingdom, they're very large. It's not so easy to just backtrack and get out of a queue. Um, has more details on the get out of line thing? Has that been announced or no?
I don't know. Someone in the chat said it started on June 18th. I thought that Disney World started in June and ours started in July.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I had that wrong, but um,
Yeah, I think it is. It was already. It's in play now. This process is
yeah.
happening.
I see like people in the chat, like Jessica saying, "I'm praying I'm able to get DAS when I go. Being disabled, I can't climb stairs or stand in long lines. It doesn't seem like you're gonna get it. It's really like a hard, like it's just for kids with disabilities, like and then kids meaning like autism or a similar developmental disease. So if it's not that, nothing qualifies. It doesn't matter what other kind of disability it is, because Disney has spent a bunch of time making sure that the whole queue is handicap accessible. And when you reach a certain point in the queue, maybe where there is stairs, like Indiana Jones, they'll let you use the elevator to get up and go down the other side so that you can, um, bypass a stair situation, or maybe there's a different like entrance for you that bypasses the stairs, kind of like Peter Pan. I think is one of those that because you can't really fit in that queue. But the DAS, where like you register for a ride in advance on the app, that's not going to be for anyone other than a developmental disability. So if you've used it in the past because you are disabled, you can't stand in line for long periods of time, they just aren't going to accommodate that anymore.
We got a question from DDG. Any information for guests with ECV and a line that does not accommodate? I guess you could say Fantasyland, right? Just Fantasyland in general. I think Fantasyland, if you let the cast member know, you go in through the exit.
Yeah, there's like alternate lines like Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Like you can't go through that queue with like an ECB. So they have like that people always waiting like by the exit and stuff. That's different. The way you get to Haunted Mansion, that's going to be different. But you'll still have to like wait in a queue for said, like there'll be a queue for like Haunted Mansion that's just for people in a wheelchair. You know what I mean? Or like just for people in a wheelchair at Pirates of the Caribbean. So if you need to stay in your wheelchair, you can the entire time. Um, if you're at Disney California Adventure, every ride there is accessible because it was made in the 2000s. But Disneyland's a little different because it's older. So there are some attractions where you have to use an alternate entrance. But the whole entering through the lightning lane and booking your rides in advance, that specifically is now no longer being given to anyone other than kids with a developmental disability because it was being abused by people that didn't need to use it.
And somebody asked this question right now. What about adults with autism or something similar? Is Disney extending it to them, or it's just a kid? The kids is I don't know. These are questions I don't know.
Yeah, that's one where you probably would want to do the video chat and talk with them and be like, hey, do you accommodate adults with autism? Maybe they have to have some sort of like doctor's note, or I'm not sure how that works. Now I know before they never took that kind of stuff, but now since they're really like being strict on it, I don't know what they're accepting, what they're not.
I got Arlene in the chat said, my friend with two autistic children, she really had to show proof. And then let me see. We also got Event GA. Even kids on the spectrum are getting denied. They're being all biased and the language they use is disguising. Saying to practice good behavior is not okay regarding any age and disability. Yeah, this Disney's going in this like new territory. As long as I've gone to Disney, there's always been accommodation for so many people, and then it ended up getting the name DOS. But I've always known some type of system has existed. I feel like this new era, I could see why they're doing it. I get it, but at the same time, like some people like it's part of their trip, and it's a peace of mind that like I have these disabilities, but I know Disney's going to be accommodating. So like, it's just like a peace of mind that like I know my trip's going to be better because of these things that could help me. But like, I guess this is just what I've read online. Disney's pretty much saying we have Genie Plus and you could buy it. Just
or they
literally brutality. Like that's what's being said.
Yeah, or they're saying like there's no matter the disability, you could access the line, whether it's you stay in your wheelchair and you wait in the line like everyone else, or there's an alternate entrance in the case of like you said, the Fantasyland ride. So there's going to be a way for you to wait. It's just the part of scheduling things is the part that was being abused by people that didn't need it day of, and they were booking it every 60 days, renewing it over and over again, bringing all their friends with them that aren't disabled and can properly wait in line. And it's making the lightning lanes longer than the regular queues a lot of times. And Disney's basically saying, look, we can accommodate every disability through the regular queue or through an alternate entrance if it's required. You don't. There's no disability that requires you to skip a line, except for kids that have developmental disabilities or people with developmental disabilities that you literally like they can get overwhelmed, too much sensory, people cramming them in tight rooms. It's like literally impossible for those parents to consider even waiting in a queue like that. Those are the parents that get to schedule, to be able to skip the queue and maybe only make them wait like 15, 10 minutes or something like that. That's kind of how Disney's going at it. I would imagine they wouldn't make this move if they weren't confident they wouldn't be sued. Like, I mean, I'm sure they're going to get sued, right? But
I feel like they made this move. Universal made it, and then Genie Plus. It's just that's what's happening. That's literally what's happening. But like Danny's saying, I people are furious.
I mean,
I understand. Like,
it's I understand too. It's like
I had my trip already paid and booked for August, and you do this. I would be furious, dude. I'd be furious.
Some people like don't, like they don't want to be in a wheelchair all day long. And like Jessica, she was saying she's disabled. Maybe she has to use a cane, or you never know. Like those people, like they don't necessarily want to use a wheelchair. They have a disability that would truly prevent them from waiting, like standing, basically still for the most part for like 2+ hours or an hour and a half or something. It's like those people that are kind of just like being told like, well, like you can rent a wheelchair and use that, or you can get Genie Plus if you truly wanted to skip the queue. But like Disney's seeing it as like physically, if you used these ways, you could wait in line. The only group of people that have a disability that prevent them from waiting in a line is these groups of people.
Yeah.
And so like they're basically like stripping it all away, and that's how they're breaking it down. Doesn't necessarily mean either one of us agree with it.
Yeah.
I don't have a kid with a developmental disability, so I couldn't speak on that. But
I just think it's messed up that they did it in this time. I feel like that should be like a January 1st thing where people get a lot of leeway of like, hey, because dude, there's people that have planned trips. It's summer, Halloween, freaking Christmas, and then to be told like you gotta pay money now if you want anything to accommodate. I don't know, man. This new era of Disney, it's something else. We got a super chat from Maya Lissa on the Venmo, dropping 10. Maya Lissa, hi guys. Just got home from Disneyland, and it was pretty dad day. The heat really got to me and my friends. Will they accept walk-ins for Din Tai Fung during the soft opening and in general once it opens, or is it reservations only? I have no idea. I'm going tomorrow. I hope there's walk-ins. I'll let you know in tomorrow's vlog if they allow walk-ins. I don't know. I hope they do. You heard anything, Danny? Is it going to be just strictly reservations?
For what?
Din Tai Fung. Din Tai Fung. Soft opening tomorrow.
Potentially. I mean, I think the fact that you're trying to go there right when they open is definitely going to help your chances rather than coming like at 5 or 6 for dinner or something.
Yeah, I'd say you have no chance. I think that you allow walk-ins, in my opinion. And the reason why... Disneyland has really catered to the walk-in, the person in person requesting a reservation. And I've been saying that for a long time because Blue Bayou, you couldn't get a reservation if you tried for years since the pandemic. And all of a sudden people walk up to Blue Bayou all the time and come on down. We got a seat for all 4 of you. It's just more common. Walk-ins are more common now at Disneyland Resort, and that goes for all the restaurants, honestly. And I feel like they're going to carry that same idea with Din Tai Fung. That's not to say that right when they open, there's just a line of 300 people and reservations are gone for the whole day of standby, which is
Yeah.
probably most likely going to be the case tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of people. They want to do Din Tai Fung, downtown Disney. I'm one of them. Oh man, Danny, is there one appetizer that I just cannot miss that I have to get
Yes.
tomorrow?
Yes.
Let me put it in my notes on my phone. What is it?
Well, obviously you have to have the xiaolong bao, which are the rice, they're the soup dumplings. You got to get those. Any of the pork, the regular like steam buns, like the baos, like a normal bao bun.
The pork
All
bao.
of those are, all of them are good. But specifically, there's a appetizer dish, and I don't know if it's on their limited menu, but it's worth checking.
Yeah.
It's called Shanghai rice cakes,
Shanghai rice cakes. Got it.
and it's Shanghai rice cakes is like my favorite thing, besides the xiaolong bao at Din Tai Fung. It's been a while. I haven't been in a little bit, so I'm excited to go back um, and try it out. It looks. I mean, the restaurant's so good. So there's Shanghai rice cakes.
Ooh, I've never had that, Danny. Can you
They're
tell
like
me what that
they're like little mochis.
Oh damn! Is that French fries?
No, they're like onions and like vegetables and
Oh,
stuff.
even better. I prefer onions. Damn. I'm gonna be eating too fancy tomorrow. We got a super chat from DA dropping 20. Oh my lord. Mondo, Danny, pardon for the interruption. Is it true? Haunted Mansion reopening 823 with a virtual queue? Are you both going? Danny, I love your haircut.
Thank you. Haunted Mansion is reopening. We hadn't gotten to that topic yet.
Let's
but
get
yeah,
to it now. Let's get to it now.
Yeah,
man.
they're much like we've seen from Disney lately. We're running into some big delays with construction, and the attraction was supposed to open with the Halloween season. We talked about this way back when Speculation Sunday was going off when they were closing Haunted Mansion. We said, hey everyone, you're not going to get the regular Haunted Mansion until 2025, and like people didn't believe us, and it's true because it closed last year, or I guess this year, when it was Haunted Mansion Holiday from the previous year, and now it's reopening again as Haunted Mansion Holiday. But the problem is they weren't able to get to construction completed. They had some pretty massive delays, specifically around the new handicap entrance they're building for Haunted Mansion. Currently, right now, the handicap process at Haunted Mansion is pretty messy. You have to go through the front entrance. You wait outside the mansion. They take you in groups. You ride the elevator down, and at the end of the ride, you get off after riding through a backstage area, which isn't that good of a show. And then you're getting off back at the entrance again, and then going back up the elevator. So it's really not a great experience for like show and keeping true to the theme of everything. So they're building an alternate entrance for handicapped guests that need to use their wheelchair or a stroller as a wheelchair or anything like that, where they don't get out until right when they need to transfer. And that entrance is what apparently had a lot of delays. So they haven't finished any of the outdoor queue yet, and we're getting really close to the August 23rd date of the Halloween season. The rumors, though, that this ride would reopen in July. They just want it open because you have to remember we have basically from Tiana's Bayou or Tiana's Palace restaurant, everything until Galaxy's Edge is closed. So there's just so much closed back there. Disney needs the capacity to be able to get these guests on an attraction again. They've lost so much capacity, and with summer crowds and the fall crowds coming in for Halloween.
That's Critter Country. That's Critter Country right there.
Don't forget to July 7th, all of that part of the park is just going to be closed. I don't know where the wall's going to go. My theory is the wall's going to be like right at where Harbor Galley is, because I can't imagine they're going to close Harbor Galley. They didn't mention that was part of the closure. Plus, guests enter like all of the dining sections for Fantasmic right there at Harbor Galley. So my guess is the wall is going to be like right there. And then the other wall will be inside Galaxy's Edge at Rise of the Resistance. So that whole side of the park is a dead end. So if you're in Galaxy's Edge, you have to about face, turn around, and go back. And if you're over in New Orleans Square, you can only go as far probably as the Harbor Galley restaurant where they sell the cookies. And then you're going to have to about face. This is starting July 8th. We don't know how long it's going to be because it's tied to Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and we still don't know when that ride's opening. So I think the crazy part is that they just realized they needed to get Haunted Mansion open no matter the cost. And since there's no actual line for anyone to wait in, the only option is a virtual queue. So,
man, crazy. Scott Gustin on Twitter did confirm, Danny, no lightning lanes. There will be no lightning lane option for Haunted Mansion on this reopening with virtual queue.
There's no room. There's literally no room for it.
Yeah.
You're basically going to just be entering the mansion directly into like the elevator area.
You just walk. You don't even go to the left. You just walk straight to it.
Yeah. So like you're literally not going to be able to have any space to wait. Maybe directly around the house. I don't know how that's going to work, but
like right there, you're going to walk straight right there.
Yeah.
Literally.
So they're, but yeah, they're going to be working on this still. My guess, they haven't even broke ground on the gift shop at the exit of Haunted Mansion.
I don't have a photo of that right now, but yeah.
Yeah, so that's got to be finished too. So at this point, what do we think? Like December, maybe?
Yeah.
January?
Let me chip in on that, Danny. So there's a lot of stuff going on with Haunted Mansion right now, and obviously it ain't good. I don't think Disney ever intended to go with virtual queue. I doubt that was supposed to be part of the plan. Real quick, Ian Grimm gifting a membership. Thank you, Ian. Went to Ronnie Peterson. Fire. Thank you, Ian. The big move, other than this cool virtual queue thing going, or the cool queue that they're creating, is that there was supposed to be an elevator for people that need it. And we don't see none of that. I don't even know where the heck is supposed to go in this vicinity, an elevator. They haven't even started. As far as I know, they haven't started. There's no freaking like a building, I'm guessing, that's supposed to go to whatever path that's going to go through. There's nothing. So like Danny just said right now, December, could it go into January, February, March? Maybe.
I can see that.
May freaking be, bro. What? So Tiana's, you already know it's going to have virtual queue. We already know. Even freaking super old ride, doesn't matter, virtual queue. They're doing it in Florida. They're going to do it here at Disneyland. So we could see Haunted and Tiana's months of virtual queue. But the Haunted Mansion, Danny, this one I think is a different virtual queue. Do you think they open up like 3 or 4 windows for this Haunted Mansion?
I don't know. Booze in the chat said, so what's the likelihood that all the virtual queues for Haunted Mansion get snatched up by 11:30? That's
what
point,
I'm saying.
Right?
That's a good
typically
good
like how it's been. The virtual queues usually launch at like park open, and then like another one like at 12 or 12:30, 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
So it's I don't know. They could do it this way. They could do another one. It just
do you think they go like
later in the day,
like a 7 a.m.
able to ride it,
like a 7 a.m., 11, a 3, and then like a 6. You know what I mean? So it's just like give everybody a chance to ride Haunted, or do they just go dirty and they go 7 and 1? You show up in the evening, goodbye, sucker. You ain't riding Haunted Mansion today. Oh man, crazy. Other things in this What do you think about the new outfits, Danny? You a
They look
fan?
good.
Not a fan?
I like it. They've been doing a little like all the outfits lately kind of seem very similar. They're always like Mickey's a bat and like Minnie's a bat in some form or another.
Now it's
This is
like a
cool.
bat with skeleton.
This looks like Halloween to me. Like
Yeah.
this is very Halloween. Like there's no mistaking it when you see it that's Halloween.
I love it. I like the new outfit. I can't wait to see. All I ask, and I hope Disneyland is listening, please don't do Goofy dirty. Some reason everyone gets these cool outfits and they make Goofy a tree with eggs and like what the hell, dude? Just put Goofy in the skeleton suit. Everybody loves Goofy in the skeleton suit, but I don't know. Goofy always ends up getting the short end of the stick on the outfits. We got another super chat from Ed, dropping $10. Fired up. Heck yeah! Thank you, Ed. Hey, Mondo, Danny, which hotel pool would you say is the best for kids? Disneyland Hotel, Grand Californian. We got to throw in Pixar Place or whatever the hell they call that hotel. You guys are the best. Fire punch. Very good question. There's no better person to answer this than Danny. Literally, Danny knows all about the hotel. What's the best? Rank them, Danny. Rank it 1 to 3. Where are we at with the pools?
I would say Disneyland Hotel for sure is number one. They've got the slides. They have the water play area in the new pool where the Discovery Tower is. They have like shallow pools for kids too that are like low. They've got tons of space to just have chairs laying out all over the place. There's really great food options out at the pool. You got Tangaroa Terrace to go, or you can even get service at your chair. This isn't as I would say number 2 is probably tied with the Grand Californian and the Pixar Place Hotel. Pixar Place Hotel has that really awesome like Finding Nemo themed slide and kids play area, which kids could spend so much time there. They don't have a very big pool though, and there's not really like a shallow pool for kids. It's just like that kids play area, which is separate from the pool, so that's kind of nice. The Grand Californian does have a shallow like pool for kids. They've got a slide, but it's a lot more adult feeling. There's like really nice cabanas everywhere, and the dining options next to the pool are Craftsman's Grill and Craftsman's Bar, and those are like on the higher end, right? They're like much more bougier.
Little more bougie.
Yeah. So it's definitely kind of what the vibes you're going for, but Disneyland Hotel is probably the best for that, I would say, and then the Pixar Place Hotel.
And Disneyland Hotel, I don't know when they do it. I don't know if they're still doing it, but characters come out. At
Yeah, they
Disneyland
have those
Hotel.
pool parties, at least in the summer, and we're in the middle of summer.
We're in the middle of summer. I hope they're doing that. I'm sure they're doing it. It's like very rare they budget cut hotel stuff, but there you go, Ed. Congratulations on your trip, my friend. You're about to have a good time. Palm Tree dropping 5. There is no walk-ins for Din Tai Fung, reservations only. Talk to Din Tai Fung and Disneyland PR about it.
I would still try tomorrow, Mondo.
Yeah,
there's always
God.
cancellations and all the other Din Tai Fungs except walk-ins. So,
Daddy, I'm just holding in cussing right now so hard. That is stupid. Talk about a whole hundreds of hotel guests just pissed that they can't eat there. I don't know. I feel like that just rubs everybody the wrong way. Like, there's no reservations. Well, how do you do it? Yelp? Let me check Yelp. Oh, nothing's available till 2 months from now? That's just... I think that's stupid. Straight stupid. they have to do reservation or walk-in. To what degree, I have no idea, but I feel like they are. Because that, yeah. Walk-ins at dinner at Din Tai Fung are so hard to get by, and you wait a long time. I always get a reservation when I go, but good luck tomorrow. I'm gonna try. At least if I have to wait a long time. Me and my sister, we're just gonna be at Disneyland. So waiting a long time at Disney is that's not a bad thing. Let's go do some rides. The restaurant is huge, so I think they'll have walk-up queue. If not now, soon enough. Go early and get on the cancellation list. That's how I got into Centrico. All right. Din Tai Fung is known for being hard to get into and close up walk lists early. I'm going to go at opening. I'm going out of my way tomorrow to go drop $100, $200 on this freaking food. The website says book a reservation. It's right on the main page. Let's go to Din Tai Fung. Let's
do it.
Yeah, Din Tai Fung. I guess I put Anaheim. Dude, it's so hot right now. My goodness. All right. Back to location. Disneyland. Just put Disneyland. Downtown Disney closed. More information. Book a reservation. What's tomorrow?
See other reservation dates, Mondo. Click that. There's a blue thing right there.
See other reservation dates. Oh, look, there's Tuesday. So if I can't go...
Tuesday.
Dude, I should just freaking book that right now. Man, I should just go Tuesday. Let me book this right now.
Book that right now.
Hold on. Let me book that right now, actually. I'm not even going to go tomorrow then. Forget tomorrow. I trust your guys' opinion that they that probably won't get in there. All right, I got it. I got it for Tuesday.
Dang.
Nice. Wow. Talk about, dude, the Mondo luck. All right. I will not be going tomorrow. I'm just going to go to Disneyland tomorrow. Or maybe
You can always try. You can try.
I don't know, Danny. I'm just going to go on Tuesday, dude. I got a reservation. I ain't got to wait nothing. Wow, that was pure luck. Well, there you go, everybody. It's that easy. I just want to say thank you, whoever told me that. Wow, that was pure luck. I just want to. I'm curious to look at the availability. Now, they're gone.
They're gone now.
Wow! They're gone. That's it. It's over. I guess we do got 500 people in here. So everybody, what? Din Tai Fung has reservation. Wow, that was pure luck. That was literally pure. I'm just gonna go Tuesday. I'm not even gonna try to go tomorrow. I'm just gonna go Tuesday. Wow, that was crazy. Is there any reservations next week? Oh my, dude, pure luck. Wow. In real time right there, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not going to go tomorrow. I'll just wait. Another thing I want to talk about, let's go back to Disneyland, Danny. They're going to do this during regular theme park hours, and that's the Mickey's Trick or Treat show. This was a Oogie Boogie exclusive, but all of a sudden they want to do this during regular theme park hours. I thought that was an odd choice because we're seeing a lot of cutback on shows and character meet and greet and whatever at DCA, but then at Halloween time they're like, hey, we're actually going to give you something. Give it and take it, I guess. How do you feel about that? I think it's good.
This used to be an exclusive for Oogie Boogie Bash, and now it's just going to be all the time. So it's like one less exclusive thing for guests who are paying for the party, unless there's something new that they're offering inside during party nights, which could very well be, but we will have to wait and see. I think tickets go on sale this week, don't they?
Yeah, so Oogie Boogie, it's right here, Danny. It is going to be, it's like for Magic Keys first. Right here. Oogie Boogie is going to go on the 25th to Inspire Key. And then all Magic Keys, June 26th. And whatever the heck is left over, which I don't suspect much, June 27th. So June 27th will be, anybody could buy a ticket. How do you feel about that move, Danny? They're like, let's make this miserable 8 hours 3 times this time. Not just once. We want everybody to wait 8 hours 3 times. Because there's going to be some people that get no luck on the first time, the second time, and then they got to Hunger Game it on the 3rd time. How do you feel about all that? Because, dude, buying Oogie Boogie tickets is not a good experience. It's like, I don't know how else to say it.
I don't know. Well, I mean, do you like the idea that they're doing Inspire Key getting their own set? Like, do you like that?
Did they do this for Pride Night and the Star Wars night? I feel like they did it, right?
Yeah, they did it for all the events so far this year.
I'm going to say it's a good thing. I haven't bought none of these things, but I'm going to say it's a good thing. It's a perk. Makes me feel appreciated a little bit having a Magic Key from Disneyland. I think it's a good thing. But I really feel that the all guest, the June 27th, I feel like it's going to be D23 all over again, Danny, where there ain't nothing left. So there you go, everybody. You trying to buy some Oogie Boogie Bash? Freaking Tuesday. That's like in 2 days. I'll be at Din Tai Fung, everybody. I ain't trying to buy these tickets. That's where I'll be. My $200 will go to Din Tai Fung. Let me see. That's it. That's it for Disneyland. Let me go to my community real quick, where I asked them. Let me see if they had any other questions that I want to go over. Right here. Okay, we got a question from John Booz. If the firing range in Frontierland is being taken out at Walt Disney World, could something like that happen at Disneyland? What do you think, Danny? That's an interesting question because DVC is the new god out here at Disneyland.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a little bit different for us because we have like more historical things like than Disney World does, and there's a little bit more history surrounding our shooting range in Frontierland. So maybe that happens, but they certainly wouldn't be using that where our space is for a DVC lounge. You know what I mean? Like there's no space for that there. Even if they, they'd have to take out like that and the gift shop.
Is their shooting range like big? Because I've never done the shooting range at Walt Disney World.
I haven't. I honestly, I can't remember it.
Maybe that's why it's getting taken out. They're like, hey, nobody's using it. This ain't making no money. These 25 cents. I don't think they do that. They got the Tomorrowland launch bay. I feel like that suffices enough for DVC. Let me see. This is a popular question. I just want to go over it again. I know we've talked about it a lot of times. Full Throttle. Oogie Boogie Bash villains. Who's going to be there? Have you heard anything? Another week, Danny. Have you heard anything about Oogie Boogie villains?
No, we haven't heard a single thing. And tickets go on
Nothing.
sale in 2 days.
Nothing. Disneyland
they
does
want-
it again. Well, you
I
don't
think
know
they want
nothing.
everyone-
You don't know nothing. But give me your $180.
Yeah, they want everyone to buy tickets for it before they know.
I hate
Before
that.
they know.
I freaking hate that. I like to know what I'm buying, especially Oogie Boogie Bash, because it's like it's so vital to what am I getting into here? Another Madame Mim year. Danny, anything in particular that you want to talk about?
No, not really. We've covered everything. I wanted to talk about Haunted Mansion with the special virtual queue. We talked about already the rest of Critter Country and that whole area closing. So basically, Disneyland will be a dead end. This includes Hungry Bear, guys. So if you want to do Hungry Bear, your last chance to do it is going to be July 7th. July 8th is when everything starts to be closed. So essentially the 4th of July weekend. Sorry if you guys have an enchant key or an imagine key. You won't be able to experience Hungry Bear before it closes. So, but if you can, make sure to go do that. That whole area of the park is going to be closed. Really, our only way to look in and peer into that is going to be through the Mark Twain or the train.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I'm curious to see what other details they bring in to Critter Country to kind of tie in all of the Tiana's Bayou Adventure theming with the Lewis's Critter Club, the Raised Berets. Like we're coming up on all that, so it's exciting. There's a lot of things happening, at Disneyland in the next few months, and we got D23 at the beginning of August, so we're not that far off from potentially finding out some more things as well too.
Dude, the fire is coming hard. It's coming big news coming out of D23, and then just leading into the possibilities, because the 70th of Disneyland is next year, so hopefully a celebration happens. But here's the big one. I just want to show everybody one more time. This is what Danny's talking about. Hungry Bear Restaurant will close for kitchen refurbishment beginning July 8th. Guests can enjoy similar foods if you go to Stage Door or Rancho de Zocalo. In addition, the restrooms near Hungry Bear will be closed during this time. The nearest restrooms will be located at Black Spire Outpost, Galaxy's Edge. Davy Crockett's Explorer Canoes. Due to adjacent construction, Davy Crockett's Explorer Canoes will temporarily close as well July 8th. Critter Country Fruit Cart will also be closing July 8th. So just closed. Goodbye. Good day, sir. You lose. Damn. I don't know if I've ever seen construction like that, Danny, right in the heart of summer. They're just like, we're the whole left side over there, we're closing it. From Haunted to Galaxy's Edge. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you right now, the bathroom situation is going to get a little weird at Disneyland. It's going to throw that whole thing off, man. It's crazy. I want to talk about something that has happened, just to bring it up, bring some awareness to it, right here. There's some new photo ops that have arrived at the plaza of Universal Studios Hollywood. I click it. I'll mute it. One of them is the Back to the Future car. And another one is the ice tunnel. And they also have this like Jaws one. Make it a little bigger. And the most important one is Woody Woodpecker finally arrived, Danny. You know, it only took 90 plus degree heat to bring out Woody and Winnie, but they made it. Better late than never. So anybody going to Universal Studios Hollywood, check out all the fun stuff to be had at the plaza area. I'm guessing this will happen all the way through to Halloween time. So take advantage. They also got like a fun ET photo op. There's like Cowboys, which are like 6 Point Texas related. So it's a lot of fun. I always enjoy when the plaza is being used at Universal Studios Hollywood. Let me see. Let me just get caught up with everything. We got Regari. Oh my Lanta. 30 freaking six. Dude, I gotta get it. The 3-year emblem will be done today. It will be done today. 36 months. Join Speculation Sunday with some Red West pizza. Oh my Lanta. Finally pulled the trigger on a Knott's Pass for the family. Dude, great time. You're about to do Summer Nights, which is all about just chilling in the evening, listening to music, eating some good food. Scary Farm or what do they call Knott's Halloween? What do they call it? Spooky Farm? Is that what they call it?
Spooky Farm.
Spooky Farm. And then Knott's Merry Farm. You bought a pass, like, you're going to have a good time, Regari. But thank you. Lucky. I wish I was eating some pizza right now. I don't even know if I've had dinner. I don't think I have.
I haven't either.
I cooked burritos. I did cook burritos for lunch, though, so that's probably why I'm not so hungry. All right. I think that's it for our end. Let me open up for Q&A. We got a lot of people in the chat today. Over 800 people between YouTube and Twitter. Holy macaroni! Thank you guys so much. Start putting, open up for Q&A. Start putting questions, topics. If you want some advice on travel, we're always here to help and make your guys' trip the best possible. We're always here to help. So post in the comments right now. I'm going to get to as many as we can. But before we go any further, since we got everybody watching right now, Danny, any upcoming content on your YouTube, Twitter, podcast? Let people know where they can follow you, find you. This is the best time to do it.
Yep. You can follow me on all social medias, including YouTube. Just Ask Danny. You can just search that. You'll find it on YouTube, Twitter /X, Instagram. Mainly those are the ones I'm on. I'm also on Threads too, but like I kind of like stopped posting there. I don't know about you, Mondo, but I stopped posting on.
We don't care about Threads.
And then my podcast is called the 5571 Podcast. Weekly episodes every week, talking about the latest theme park news. Mainly, the podcast is about what's new and what's happening at the Disneyland Resort. But every once in a while, when there's some big iconic news like we had with Epic Universe, I spend some time talking about that. So, but this week we're just going to continue on with regular what's new, what's happening at Disneyland. So make sure you're subscribed or following on whatever platform you listen to podcasts on, and you'll get notified when there's new episodes. And I'm looking at potentially changing up the podcast model in the sense that maybe like moving it to YouTube too, so that people can like listen to it there. Because a lot of people still don't like use podcast apps. They like only want to do this stuff on their computer.
I say you drop it on YouTube and you drop it on X. I'm a big believer of X. YouTube and X, man. That's where I'm at. I think that's where you need to be too. I think just the more the better, Danny. The more the better. Just have it everywhere. So follow Danny 5571 Podcast, everybody. Frankie's Bride. Oh my land. 31 months. Wow. Fire it up. 5 fires. Was great to meet you at Summer Night. Of course. I'm always glad to meet everybody in person. So glad to meet you at Summer Nights 90s Rock Show, Mondo. Grandson was rocking out and excited to meet you. Excited to meet you too. Let's go. Fire it up. Uh-oh. Rewind. There we go. Thank you, Frankie's Bride. All right, let me get to some of these. Sorry if I asked twice. No, I'll never be sorry, Palm Tree. Will you be doing Epic Universe travel packages? Yes. Actually, as we're speaking, we are doing a whole lot of booking for Florida. Uh, I guess I should have said this. I saw everything that came out of Lookout Key. We're not going to Lookout Key. We'll wait a year or two for Disney to get whatever the hell is going on over there resolved and made better before we go to Lookout Key. But we changed our cruise. It's still a Christmas cruise. There's no way I'm not doing a Christmas cruise. That's like my focus this year. We're still going to do a Disney cruise that's Christmas inspired, just a different ship, different. It's way more convenient than the one we were going to try to do for Lookout Key. Also, I'm trying to book for ourselves, but we book. I'm a travel agent, so anybody interested in doing a trip to Disneyland, Walt Disney World, Alani, Disney Cruise, we do it all. We do it all. But we're booking. At least I'm trying. This is what I'm trying to. I'm trying to convince my girlfriend to go to Volcano Bay and just do pool stuff and all of that, and only hit the parks at night because they're doing Cinesational, which is that new World of Color looking kind of show with drones and firework. But also, Universal Orlando is going to be doing the parade. I don't know what that parade's called, but they're doing a parade, and they're supposed to be like this giant. What is it called, Danny? Puff Boy, or what do they call that thing?
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Stay Puft like a 40-footer or something, something crazy. And it has Jurassic Park or Jurassic World, has Ghostbusters, or has Harry Potter. It has a lot of stuff. It's just nostalgia. So I really want to see that thing. But yes, in short, we do Universal. Let me see. I'm just going through the chat right now. Is there any chance that Tiana's will be ready for September?
Maybe.
Yes, it could happen. I'm not ruling that out by any means.
Yeah, I'm not ruling it out for sure, but we don't know. Yeah.
How was Six Flags DC Fest? I've gone round 2, had a blast. They were way better with the fighting at that final showdown yesterday. DC Heroes and Villains Fest, I recommend. It's part of your admission. It's not like you have to pay anything extra to be part of it and see it. It's a lot of fun. Just be prepared. Six Flags, it's like 103 degrees out there. It's horrible. I don't know how to say it. It's literally freaking. You're just melting out. The shade hurts. Like it was hot, but I had a lot of fun. Six Flags is growing on me a lot, big time.
Mondo, we have a chat that says, "Can you help Canadian residents with bookings?"
Yes, you're coming to United States parks. Yes, definitely can. We definitely can. We work with all the systems of like Disneyland directly. Universal's different, like the systems they use, but it's directly with them. I guess that doesn't make sense, but it makes sense. But yes, we could definitely help people coming out of the state in for sure. There's a link, by the way, for a quote request in all my videos.
Yeah, and Jessica posted in the chat, so if you want to pin it, Mondo.
Yeah, thank you, Jessica. What is the best age to take your little ones to Disneyland to enjoy the rides? 5, 6 years? Is there like a height limit, Danny, that kind of just unlocks every ride? Is it like 40 inches?
40 inches, yeah. 42 unlocks like some of the bigger rides, but some kids aren't ready to go on those anyway. But 40 inches unlocks a lot of stuff, like Soarin', Indiana Jones, I think. So there's a lot that unlocks at 40.
Yeah. So I don't think it's necessarily 5 years or 6 years. It's just, are they tall enough? Because then you get to do the big kid rides. If rides is important to you. But honestly, any age is good to take to Disneyland. There's enough for every age to have fun. Disneyland Resort, not even DCA, just Disneyland. Disneyland's like all you need. Let me see. Will Disney actually follow through if they make any notable D23 announcements? Probably not. At least that's how it's been going lately. Uh, I have a feeling, Danny, that this D23, if it's Josh or Bob Iger, I don't think it's going to be this like, this is coming, but I really can't tell you when. I have a feeling there's going to be a more firm, this will be here by 2035. You know, even if you're not happy by that date, at least there's a date. You get what I'm saying? You think they're going to go that route this time?
I don't know. I feel like Disney's just really afraid of committing right now because plans change all the time, and if they commit like they did with the Avengers ride, then they've said something that's not going to happen, or like all the stuff that happened at Epcot, like the things that they didn't build, like the renovation of Spaceship Earth, the play pavilion, um, the
Mary
World
Poppins.
Celebration like floating thing, the Mary Poppins ride, like all these things that were announced, they had merchandise for and everything, and they didn't build it. So I feel like Disney's gonna stick with like this really vague verbiage unless they're like putting the shovels in the ground. Um, it seems like they're really dead set on Avatar, so they'll probably share more details about like the Avatar stuff, and maybe we see the construction for that begin soon. And then they're I still am a firm believer that we're on the cusp of something happening to the Esplanade, because there's so much stuff surrounding the entrance of Disneyland and California Adventure that are going to be redone very soon. The turnstile renovation starts at the end of this year. They still haven't broken ground yet for Portos. That's also in the Esplanade, and there's permits been filed for the fountain next to La Brea Bakery to be ripped out. So I have a feeling we're just waiting for Disney to showcase their plans for the Esplanade. We have 8 ticket booths that are not being used, that probably they want to tear out. I know Six Flags, I think, Mondo, they got rid of all their ticket booths. They just have like windows that you can go to. So it's certainly something that they could do. They don't use them, right? They're just sitting there. They're probably air conditioned, wasting electricity, and they don't really need to be there. And so they can.
I want to say Six Flags, I don't think has any boosts now, Danny. Like
Yeah,
zero.
they used to have a lot, and I remember someone in the chat saying they took them all out. So
Yeah.
so I think we're on the cusp of hearing something about the Esplanade. I've been talking about it for a while. I just feel like it makes sense. They're pushing everything to the end of this year, and the only thing on the horizon is Disneyland 70, and there's not really anything they can get done by Disneyland 70. That's literally a year from July 17th. So, in about a year and a half or a year and a month time, can they redo the Esplanade? Maybe. There's not really a lot they're building there, right? They're just laying cement, and they're will Portos be done by then? I have no idea. That's a whole other thing. But at least they can start construction on it, right?
I think it could be done. Din Tai Fung was fast. That they knocked it out, dude.
Yeah.
We got Stephanie. I heard there was technical difficulties for Disneyland Half Marathon January 2025 registration. Any updates? I went to the website and they're just kind of falling on this one. We apologize for technical issues that have impacted general registration 2025. Today's on sale is paused while we work to address these issues. Pretty much nothing. Who knows when it'll come back? I have a feeling they're going to wait like a week before they really give it a second go. But I'm sorry to hear all the people that were like trying to get this done and just obviously had a bad experience. But I hope you guys get lucky and end up getting your Run Disney. There's no update is what I'm trying to say. Let me see. Thank you, Frankie's Bye. Hit the like button, everybody. I'm just reading through the chat. Can you see Dark Universe or whatever it's called in new Universal theme park be part of Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando? I almost want to say that
Halloween Horror Nights is in Universal though.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think maybe they have more character during Halloween season, but it's not necessarily like Horror Nights or nothing. That's what I think. But at the end of the day, they want you to go to Universal for Horror Nights, not Epic Universe. If kind of weird competition going on amongst themselves there, but
Yeah, they're not trying to.
yeah,
In the opening year, they're not trying to attract more people to Epic Universe. They're attracting you to come to Epic Universe, but also go to their other parks.
exactly. Yeah, they want you to stay at the hotel. Is what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So stay at the hotel. Let me see. I think that's it. Closing thoughts, Danny. Closing thoughts on everything, man.
Um, like I said, there's a lot happening. There's so many things on the horizon with D23 and stuff like that. We'll have to just wait and see. We're in a period now where any of those spaces that Disneyland Forward had approved are available for Disney to start construction on if they want to. So we are probably going to see construction start on the parking first. We've talked about that so many times. So I think the place to look is that Pumbaa parking lot behind all the hotels on Harbor Boulevard, right up against the Manchester Avenue or Boulevard. I forgot what it's called. Right up against the freeway there, to build that new parking structure to accommodate more guests. Because we know they can't close existing parking, right, until they got new parking to replace that. So
Yeah.
I would imagine we're going to see a lot of construction just surrounding infrastructure, really.
And I do want to say, I feel like the rumor and speculation that construction could start this year that is Disneyland Forward related and only possible because of Disneyland Forward, it's gaining steam that it could happen this year. I don't know. I don't know for what. My heart wants to say, oh yeah, they're going to start working on Avatar Land. But in reality, I have no idea. It really does seem like the conversation goes to, like what Danny's saying, the parking structure. We'll take it. I would love a new parking structure, especially on Harbor side. That sounds very convenient. That's a very convenient parking structure, Danny, to come in from Harbor side. That's nice. I think that's really nice because I don't think you would have to deal with the tram. You just kind of take the bridge, right? I don't think they're going to make people take a tram to anywhere.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention too, Mono, before we go, our Not to Venture. Don't forget Camp Snoopy Thursday.
Woo! Camp Snoopy reimagining this Thursday. Everybody, we'll be there. We will be there. I'm gonna ride the train. I don't know what to expect out of this new Camp Snoopy opening. I'm gonna vlog it all. So anybody really interested on all these new offerings of Camp Snoopy, I'll have a video available on Thursday of everything. Hopefully new characters too, or new character outfits. That'll be really cool. And there's a new roller coaster which I haven't even heard it testing. Ain't nobody even told me that it's testing. Have you heard it's testing, Danny? Or are not to venture? What the heck? Maybe they're testing at night. I don't freaking know. That's kind of crazy to think about now that we mentioned that it opens this Thursday. But let's just hope everything opens on Thursday. My closing thoughts. I am very excited. We're going into the thick of things now. Kind of the end half of summer and Halloween on the horizon. This week alone, we're buying Oogie Boogie tickets, more Horror Night announcements possibly. Midsummer Scream is around the corner. It's just, we're getting into that juicy time now, and I'm very excited. I love this time of summer, and I'm just excited to cover it all. I'm doing my best to keep track of all these changes happening with Halloween Horror Nights. Hopefully we get another announcement and we just keep the conversation going. It's been a lot of fun, everyone. 3 out of the 4 rides have been testing. Okay, so testing's happening. Damn. Maybe I go tomorrow. See if I could convince my sister, or I think she wants to. I don't know. I don't know if we're staying late. But Danny, thank you for another awesome speculation Sunday. Follow Danny on Just Ask Danny on the Twitter, YouTube, and his 5571 podcast. If you haven't already and you love podcasts, subscribe to Danny there. But awesome job, Danny. All right, everybody. We are firing it down. The Cali Bay, just as Danny, are calling it a day. I'm the main host, Mondo.
See you later.